Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches.
Oh,
Down under, mate.
I should have been drinking out of Chanel.
Oh my God!
Just have a shoey.
What's a shoey?
What's a shoey?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what a shoey is?
What's a shoey?
Rest in peace. We haven't told them.
That's right. Should we leave this in?
This is how we break it to them. I mean, she's digitally preserved forever.
But unfortunately, my nephew tried her on, and she is in pieces. So, but it's a good story. It's a good story. We'll bury her.
She is resting in pieces.
She's resting in pieces. We'll bury her with
Bertha.
Bertha. We'll put her out there, out to pasture. It'd be great.
Yeah. So
But
anyway.
First things first.
Well, no, we haven't even said RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under,
This
Season
is going
1, Episode
about
2.
as well as this episode.
Oh. First things first. Shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Go to trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $22 off your first month of wine. Second things second. Shout out to our Patreon supporters. I feel like we should maybe switch those, in all honesty.
First things first, shout out to our Patreon supporters.
Right?
Honestly, yes.
Honestly.
Financially, it makes more sense, and also just spiritually.
Yes, it
Also,
just sits right.
Shout out to Rick, who does all of our artwork. We should mention that more often. Rick draws
We really
things.
should.
He's the fucking best.
The fucking best. Oh,
The
the
ducking
pucking.
best.
I said puck you, miss. I said puck.
Puck you, miss.
Fuck you, miss.
Beg your pardon?
I said fuck you with a P.
Now, where were those characters for Snatch Game?
My issues weren't necessarily with the characters chosen, necessarily. That wasn't the... Hey, we'll get there.
We'll get there. Third things third. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, I said, all of those things where you can follow us. They're all in the description. Just click all the links. Follow us on our podcast. We're finally going to post our Sundance, hopefully maybe at this point we've posted it, I don't know. It's been a year.
There's a lot of stuff. We're doing all we can. Yeah. We're having a great time. Even though this episode was a mess, I'm still excited about the cast. Yes. And it wasn't horrible or boring. It was just,
no.
I blame production.
Yes.
So the episode starts and they're going to have a shoey.
It's just something you do when you have a big old piss up and, you want to have some fun. You shove some booze in a shoe and you scull it.
3, 2, 1.
You need some alcohol and some shoes to drink out of. Here you go. It probably wasn't really alcohol, right?
I don't know. I did like electroshock, just like, one last little sip for the road.
I like Electra.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I like this cast. I think that it's a lot of fun. And again, like we said last week, spoiler alert, at the end of this episode, I was like,
You and all of Australia. People are mad.
I'm
including
sure.
Art Simone.
That means nothing.
Oh my God. We will talk about it.
That was maybe the realest moment we've had since This Is Too Fucking Much.
That means nothing.
It means nothing is...
Nothing. It was like,
iconic.
That chilled me to my core. I was like, honestly.
To my core.
I was like, I'm not used to watching real things on Drag Race. Wow.
I had to process after this episode. It was like, really like...
As she writes red rum with her Freddy Krueger nails, I was just like, everything. This is everything. That means nothing. Oh, okay. Wow. Nah. It was good. We'll just skip to the end. Who cares about the end? Anyway, they all have a shoey, and I forget who didn't know what that was, but it was silly and fun.
Well, the New Zealanders, apparently, it's not a New Zealand thing. It's an Australian thing.
Got it. I just don't know why you'd want to.
Want to? No.
It just doesn't compute.
I'd rather drink out of the bottle than a shoe.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a glass shaped like a shoe, sure. But
right,
just
like
shoe?
Yeah, I've had a boot of beer, right? Oh,
Yeah.
it's like a big,
But
you have to flip it, you have to turn it as you're chugging, otherwise it'll make a big bubble and it's
too much liquid for me at once. But anyway.
She says it's just too much liquid.
It's too much. That's true. I can't. I can't. I feel like the story of the season will be production fucked it up, right? Because they were supposed to film in Australia, and that all went down Then they had the last minute
Oh, I don't think I knew
scramble.
this.
Remember that thing that went around that it wasn't the Prime Minister, but there was a woman in the Australian Parliament?
Right. Yes.
Who was like, we are gonna hell no this. She did a whole thing and it was really funny.
RuPaul's Drag Race is massively popular. It's not a case of they should have called us. We should have been calling them to say, what can we do to keep this production in Sydney? Facts are facts. And this was a massive missed opportunity. It's sickening, and not in a good way, that the New South Wales government let Drag Race Down Under slip away, and the minister should sashay away and make sure it never happens again.
Yeah.
We should have been begging. It was like the Sydney House of Commons, or I'm saying words, I don't know, but stuff that sounds like that. And
Yes.
she was
like,
basically
we lost Drag Race to
we're
New
idiots.
Zealand.
You know, what are we doing? And so they had to, but
Yeah.
I think it was kind of a last minute-y kind of thing, and they had to scramble, and then they had to go film in Auckland. And so that's like why none of the guests can, because it's so hard to travel to New Zealand anyway on a regular day. Because
Let alone quarantine for 2 weeks for a one-day appearance.
Yeah, so it's like, with special guest star, Kylie Minogue. Hi! And, now I'm not in the episode anymore.
Honestly,
False advertising.
I have never been more disappointed.
So disappointed.
They were, well, actually, that's a lie. Because when we'll get to the lip sync song.
Oh my God. I'm sure of my face because I was just like, what are they trying to save money? What's happening?
Exactly. But also, it's like, I'm fully go fuck yourself. You're going to give us Kylie and Dannii Minogue via Zoom.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, oh, but guess what? The lip sync song is RuPaul.
We're bouncing all over the place on this episode. Who cares? My mom
Well, that's
was
how
like,
the editing was, by the way. Chaotic.
chaotic. Also, they need a new focus puller. What's happening? What is happening? I'm like,
They need Sarge to go quarantine
Come on,
and show them how to
Sarge.
do it.
my mom was like, oh, RuPaul sings? It was the cutest thing ever.
Wait, but
didn't
your
know
mom has
RuPaul
watched
was a singer.
multiple seasons
Yeah, I know.
now.
I know. I didn't know RuPaul was a singer. Like, what? Is
Good.
happening? What? She's probably sung on an episode you've watched, but okay. Loving this. I love this for you. I didn't know
I
that.
love that.
I was like, oh my gosh. I won't name names. Just found out a friend of mine this whole time of living on Earth thought it was Hans Solo. Like he was German.
Oh, Hans. Good.
I laughed so hard. Hans Solo. It made me laugh. It gave it coloring to his character. Oh, he's German. Now we have a new layer to unpack. Okay, great.
But that's why, so he's fighting against the Nazi tendencies of the German.
Right.
You know, right.
Yeah, it all makes sense now. I don't know. Anyway, this
That's
episode.
like, did I ever tell you? I know, right? But I'm just going to go on the side because who cares?
I like
did I ever
it.
tell you
I like
about
it.
how apparently my dad wanted to call me Douglas and my mom was like, there's no way in hell I'm naming my child Doug Galdi.
Even Douglas
Smart woman.
Galdi is a mouthful.
Yeah, right? No, not good.
And no one's going to call you Douglas.
No.
You know, no one's going to
They're
bother.
going to call you
with the
Doug
whole-
Galdi.
That sounds kind of fabulous as a last name. Ooh, DeGaldi.
Ooh, de Galdi, yeah. It's like Charles de Galdi.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he sounds smart.
Anyway.
Right. Kylie
Yeah.
Minogue, special guest star who gives a RuMail message with
Yep.
a feather.
Tell all the other girls to get out of my way and make the world go.
Against a pink background.
Yeah.
I mean, I was into it, but I was just like, if this is her only, and then it basically was. I mean, she said like 5 seconds of something on Snatch Game,
Yeah,
but
yeah. But
What
that
was
was pretty
this?
much it.
at least have it be. They don't seem to have captured the same. I really liked Anne Hathaway.
Yes.
When she, you
Yes.
know, it was like more. I have a purpose for being here. Let's have an intimate chat.
Well, you know what it was? The difference was that they interacted with the queens.
Yeah.
These, like, Taika
Pre-recorded.
has no idea what the fuck anyone would, like, not...
Oh, you don't say. I like it.
And so it ruins the whole, like, sure, that's exciting for them that they got a Ru message from Kylie Minogue, but like,
Right.
how much more exciting would it be if they were actually talking to Kylie Minogue via Zoom?
And perhaps if it was a challenge that was related in some way to music.
Or a mini challenge where they had like something.
Have her judge a mini challenge. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't.
Via Zoom, sure.
Something. Or not. I don't know. But it didn't work. And it felt like false advertising.
It really
I'll be
did.
honest.
Yes. I was like, they've bamboozled me. This is not okay. And I want my money
The
back.
cheek, the gall, the gumption, and the nerve. What is it? It was some
The nerve
combination
and
of
the
the
gumption.
gumption.
The cheek, the nerve, the gall, the audacity, and the gumption.
I did realize this episode, Coco Jumbo Out of Dragon Confessionals is giving me some real Tim Curry energy. And I'm really here for it.
I could see that.
Something about the smile and the charisma oozing out of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
I was just thinking, I cannot wait. And I don't know if this is a thing. I'm just willing it to exist in the universe.
Love it.
I really, 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 really want to see Kylie Minogue in concert at the Hollywood Bowl.
Hey.
Because I think
know.
Robin and Röyksopp at the Hollywood Bowl was like a transformative life experience for me. And
Yes.
I want to live that again. And I feel like the best experience now would just be Kylie's disco album. Oh my God. I was like, I can feel it. I can envision it. I'm putting it on my mood board. It's going
Where
to...
is it? If you can see it, believe it, was it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to secret it into existence. Yeah.
I love it. But we find out that, well, we found out last week, but the queens find out that this week it is the Snatch Game for no good reason, and it was an abysmal failure, and I do not blame the queens. I don't blame the queens.
I do a little bit.
Like a little bit.
But yes,
My
9
God,
queens.
too many people. They haven't gelled as a group. They can't
Right.
play with each other. They don't know
Right.
I mean, some of them know each other, but like they can't make any inside jokes from previous episodes.
Right.
They've barely gotten their feet wet, and now throw them in the deep end. With
They've never had a challenge.
Snatch Game. They haven't had a challenge. What's happening? This is craziness.
Craziness. Horrible decision. Production should be
Awful.
fired. Awful.
Terrible decision. Really, truly, I was surprised and continually shocked. And then at the end, we're skipping around, when RuPaul was like, basically, that was terrible. The winner is JoJo's a hoe because she didn't have to suffer through it. I was like, wow. Wow.
JoJo's a hoe because she got to go home last week and didn't have to endure any of this.
Rough. But anyway, everyone is picking their parts, going around. We've got dueling bindies.
Yes. Now this was
And-
where sorry to cut you off. This
No,
was
no.
where I felt the editing of the show and production was pure chaos.
The entire I mean, they must hate Art Simone, I'll be honest, because they gave her the shadiest fucking edit. I'm so mad, I'm gonna be so good before the pre-roll credits. I'm coming back with a vengeance. Oh, RuPaul thinks you're the funniest person on the planet.
Drag Queen 3, and I made myself up to Drag Queen 1, so I think I've really grown within the industry.
We're gonna leave in all of your flatlines in Snatch Game, all of them.
You know, I'm really fond of a moist pouch. You know, I love going in the moist pouch. It's nice and warm inside. It's a safe place to go in and out and in and out and in and out. So I think the perfect thing that Michelle would really love in her moist pouch is her big, dry, and very dangerous.
At the detriment of other people's screen time, we will leave them in, even though it was the same bad joke. And then go home.
Yeah,
Wow.
Wow. But also what was crazy to me, I don't know, maybe it's just that the camera people need to figure out the vibe.
Yes.
But it's
Yes.
like close-ups, crazy. It's like run and gun, like Cloverfield. What's happening?
I'm sure they're doing their best.
Oh, of
but
course,
I
you
can
know.
tell that they are in an inexperienced crew, and that's craziness for like a show this big. We're like,
Right.
whoa.
Yeah.
Like, you guys got to figure out how to keep people in focus. Like, what's going on?
But also, I mean, yikes. But also,
And the editing is the shady, funny buttons are just like, what?
a lot. They're a little overdone. Yeah, it's like, whoa,
lot,
that
yeah.
was out of nowhere. I think they gave them a much smaller workroom than the others. So like when Ru came in to talk to everyone, Ru's just like standing awkwardly in this corner. Like, I'm going to stand here And then
Well, I
everyone
figured
just...
that was like a quarantine thing, but maybe not. Like, I'll be here and you come to me.
They're
one at
already
a time.
in the same room.
I don't know.
That was odd to me, where the vibe was so condensed that in some ways it made it fun because everyone was just interacting, like, you know, boom, ba-doop, ba-doop, doop, doop, doop.
Yeah.
But then
You're
it was
doing
also
Bindi,
like...
I'm doing Bindi. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bindi.
Oh my God.
Not one mention of how she won the Dancing with the Stars trophy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My mom pointed it out. She watches. I
Good.
know Bindi from Dancing with the Stars.
I love that.
I knew pretty much. I thought I was going to be swimming in the deep end. I
Me
knew
too.
pretty much what everyone was talking about.
Yeah. Mostly.
Well, because I'm having a real hard time telling Scarlett and etc. apart.
Thank you.
Like, I was like, oh, etc. decided to do Jennifer Coolidge. Oh, wait, no, that's, oh, no, wait, is that, oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, God. Did you eat all this acid?
Which one was that one? Oh, no!
A little bit. Well, we do actually have to talk about something because, unfortunately, and again, I mean, well, this comes on her, but also comes on the producers. It's come out that Scarlett Adams has done blackface and has posted several things that were, I really just have to say, fully racist. Like, not okay. The one thing that I saw was she wore the indigenous flag and blackface and blacked out teeth.
Whoa.
And did a number on the day of invasion.
Whoa. That's, wow.
Right?
Okay.
Well, and then it just makes me so angry because it's literally the opposite of like how proud and fabulous and
JoJo
like
was.
Right? I'm just like, can we swap them? Can we?
Get a little time machine, just swim
Yeah.
swaps. Also, producers, like, that shit's online.
It is online. Do your due diligence. What the fuck? There's someone else you could have cast. It's crazy to me. So there's certainly it's tainted.
A cloud.
Yeah. And it was interesting, not to like, you know, nitpick everything, but it was interesting to me that she was the one that brought up the sheep fucking joke when they were talking about New Zealanders.
Oh yeah, that was
I was like,
harsh.
oh. And so then I'm like, okay, there's clearly a weird, dark sense of humor, we'll call it.
Next week, I'm hoping they do something for us that's a bit New Zealand. Maybe they'll bring in a sheep and we can all take turns fucking it.
I'm sure now that like the discussion is being had, there will be more revealed or not, or there will be a conversation. Right. I literally just was, you know, it was an anecdotal, like I saw this and I was like, oh, God damn it. So we'll see. And we'll decide as it goes along how we have to deal with it. I can only hope that she's not Sherry Pie, redacted pied, and that we don't have to like talk about her for the entire season.
Get used to disappointment.
But yes, everyone is sort of going, oh, I'm going to do this person. I'm going to do this person. Kidda is like, oh, I'm going to do either Carol Baskin.
Right.
I think. Who's
yes.
the lady from Tiger Lady?
Tiger King.
No, Tiger King. Tiger Lady.
Tiger.
I had to look it up. I know of Tiger King. I have not watched. So I
have
like,
not,
well,
and I don't have any
Is
intent
this
to.
Some Australian person? And then I looked it up. I was like, oh no, it's very much, okay, great.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Dr. Seuss. This was a choice. We'll talk about it. We'll get there. I don't think I've ever even seen a picture of Dr. Seuss, let alone heard him speak or nothing.
No, me either. All I know is that I have the same birthday as him.
Hey, there you go. Little Pisces. Coco says she brings out her flute.
Right.
You know what that means. Didn't work out, but I was excited in the onset.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, Lizzo, that's going to be fun. Oh, no.
Fun. And Ru calling Coco's look rotted. Ru and Michelle seem tired.
Yeah, it's not okay.
Evident. They are like, you suck, we hate this.
Yeah.
Your outfit's trash.
Right? Michelle on the fucking runway was rude.
So dismissive.
Yes.
Just like, not even constructive. Just like, this is bad. I guess it's okay.
Right?
What?
It's not terrible, but it's not good. Or whatever she said. It was like, wow.
Helpful?
No.
It's not very elevated, I'm just gonna be honest, but I love it for what it is. Is it shit? No, but it's not the best.
Anita comes up and she's going to do Queen Elizabeth II, and Ru and her are having a kiki and a fun time. And then Ru's like, oh my God, I love your energy and your personality. Have you ever thought about toning it down? It's episode 2.
Right.
2.
Also,
have you ever thought about changing your personality and getting a little deeper with yourself? Go fuck yourself. How about that?
I love it. But it'd be interesting for you to go, where are those other places in my personality that I don't give enough energy to?
I have no time for this.
Nope.
No.
None.
Leave Anita alone because
Yes.
I love her.
Love her.
Give Mama some sugar.
By the way.
Also, I love it because Ru's like, well, what if you tried toning? What if you did like real soft and subtle? And
then
could
she was
not.
just like crazy campy, but like,
I was like,
keep it all inside.
It is Celine Dion.
Girl.
No, even slow it down even more.
Ooh, you want some of these apples.
It is that same
It's that
campy,
this like oozing camp.
Yes.
I can't turn it off. I'm oozing it.
Yeah.
It would be my honor. Just follow me.
It's everything.
Yeah.
I had a great time. I was like, shut up, Ru. Shh.
Right?
Leave her alone.
Yeah.
It's episode 2. My goodness.
So, quick commercial break, and we will be back with Snatch Game.
We're already here.
Should I sound more excited? Should I try it again?
Ru seemed about as excited as you, so there's
God.
that. So it's time for the Snatch Game, and you're doing your best, Michael Kors, and this is just signature Angela.
The pants are signature Angela.
And the guest contestants are Reese Nicholson.
The judges.
Nicholson?
Yeah.
Nicholson.
Reese Nicholson.
I love him. I have
Yes.
not committed his name to memory yet. Reese Nichols something and Michelle Visage. First in the hot seat, Karen from Finance as Dolly Parton. This was a mistake.
Yeah,
I think
huge.
Maybe even more so than anyone else. This is just I don't see it.
I honestly was like, she might be in the bottom because of this choice.
The queen of country music, Dolly Parton, is here.
Well, howdy, and thank you.
It was just, what do you do? What do you do with Dolly? That's for this. You know what I mean? For Snatch Game. I just don't know. I don't know the angle you take. She's an angel among us. And so I just don't know, what, are you going to make fun of Dolly? You can't make fun of Dolly, you know? You
What
can't
are you
make
gonna
her
make fun
filthy.
of?
You can't make, there's nothing. So this was a bad choice. And it did not work out.
Correct. But next is Art Sinclair. Nope. Who's Art Sinclair?
I don't think that's a person. I mean, maybe it is, but that's not a person I'm aware of.
Great. Art Simone as Bindi Irwin. She looked gorgeous. I don't know if Bindi is gorgeous, maybe.
She's very cute.
Okay, there you
Bindi's
go.
like a real cute, luscious hair.
The hair was
yeah,
good.
I thought that this is a weird point. The camisole under the shirt was so nude. It blended in, so it just looked like a nude illusion gone wrong. And then later I was like, oh, it's just a tank top. It distracted me. I'll be honest. I was just like, what's going on? Is it bandaging? Or is what's happening? Because it was open. Anyway, it caught my eye in a bad way. But Bindi likes to tell a lot of long stories that they leave in.
Oh, sorry, Ruth, there's just blowies all over me face at the moment. I'm just really trying to get them out of the way.
And what are blowies? Now, I don't know what that term means.
Yeah, well, blowies are just the little things that are in the air, just flap all over your face, hit it constantly, in and out of holes all the time.
Yep.
She said a lot of things. Or
Well, and that was
put it in there.
I will say she tried.
Which makes sense, because I do feel like I'm at the zoo here, surrounded by all this pack of wildlife. Back to the end, I've travelled the world and I see, the wildlife everywhere, wet and dry, but I think the one thing that, is perfect is a blue ring.
Right? She was saying things. She was trying to weave the story and tell a persona and whatever, whereas some other people didn't say really anything.
I couldn't figure out if that was the editing or if it was... Like, they seemed like they wanted to send Art home.
Right.
Like, that's how it felt. Like, regardless of anything.
Maybe.
Ish. A little bit. Because it was just edited so insane where one person that was safe or top safe said two things. And you were like, but what? What's happening?
Or had a horrible performance. I was confused by this judging.
It was confusing. I'm not saying that art was great. I just was saying that she said a lot of things, she tried, and they gave her an awful edit. So I don't know what happened.
I don't either. I mean, we'll get there, obviously, but like literally this Snatch Game ended and Brian and I were like, well, there's clearly a top 3, a middle 3, and a bottom 3. And then they were
I was like, clearly Anita won and everyone else was pretty bad. So, Anita? That was my takeaway. I was like, so Anita will win and also everyone else was fine? Not even awful, just like, I guess they were there and they kind of said stuff. I don't know. It was weird. It was really weird. But anyway, next up, speaking of the queen of this Snatch Game and the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, Anita, killing it. Hilarious. My notes in very big say, drag Prince Andrew, drag him.
Yes, though.
Yes, though.
In my household, we have a long tradition of celebrating anniversaries. When somebody turns 100, I write them a letter. And when somebody turns 16, Prince Andrew sends them a text.
And what was the thing where she said, well, who needs a man if you have 2 corgis and a tube of peanut butter? I was like, yes? This was for me like an elevated, sort of what Blue Hydrangea did with Mary Berry. But this was even better because it was just like more researched or more specific.
Because I always say, who needs a man when you've got 2 corgis and a jar of peanut butter in the fridge?
Well, and less vulgar, but funnier than, like, it was still, I mean, obviously she's talking about corgis licking peanut butter off of her vagina, so like, and her dry-ass pussy. So it wasn't like it was not vulgar, but there was something about it that really, for me, was just like, yes, that works.
And the look was fantastic.
Yes. And maybe that was part of it, too, for Blue. Her she didn't really look or sound like Mary Berry as much. I feel like Prue would be an easy one to do. You just need a big old chunky necklace.
Glasses. I mean, Karen from Finance already has the glasses. She's ready.
She's ready.
Should have done that. Should have done Prue.
So the next was Scarlett Adams as Jennifer Coolidge. And I feel like the voice was right.
Oh, yeah. I love a hot dog, especially when they're down under.
You know, ooh, it makes me want a hot dog real bad. Like, she got all that, hi. I mean, if only she had. I wish she had. Hi.
Hi.
You
want a cookie?
Yeah, I mean, that was fun.
The British are coming. The British are coming.
Release the hounds! Tally-ho, a hunting we will go! The British are coming! The British are coming!
But the look was off.
It felt like maybe she didn't want to give up looking pretty.
Right. I mean,
not that Jennifer Coolidge isn't gorgeous, but like she was doing like fashion model version of.
Yeah, she looked like a Real Housewife, not like Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah. The face, she was doing a good like face of it all, but
sure.
If you didn't hear her voice and you just showed me a picture of this,
I would never have guessed.
I would say I don't, et cetera, et cetera. Next is Catherine O'Hara as Moira Rose via Italy.
I will say I do not know what that meant.
Well, you know, they say where you can't have all the pigeons, but when you do, they're probably Italian.
Yes, she said something about that, but like her accent sounded like she was Moira Rose-ish doing an Italian accent. I could not parse this. There was certainly an affectation.
Yes.
She didn't look like her at all.
That's a completely false accusation, RuPaul.
You had douche first.
I think the jury's still out on that.
She was doing something.
I think that's too harsh, personally. I think that she sort of looked like Moira Rose.
Right now, you just saying that sounds more like Moira Rose. I think that's more.
No, I mean, yes.
Well, Michelle, I think we're communicating telepathically because I also honestly wrote that.
I felt like it came and went. You know, like there was some times where she would do the faces and like she would kind of make like and I was like, okay, I can see Moira in this.
I was excited for this choice. I didn't think it was awful, but I definitely was like, oh, this didn't like work great.
It didn't work great. I think she needed more, like, big words, you know?
Get that thesaurus out and just
Exactly. Oh, you know, ooh, well, Ru, this is really some verisimilitude, or what? You're like, I don't know, whatever the fuck. But just, like, throw out more big words.
Get away. There's a bug.
What is that? What are you?
Oh, sorry, Ru. There's just blowies all over me face at the moment, and I'm just really trying to get them out the way.
Got some blowies in here, you know.
That was decent. Yeah.
Thank you, Ginny Lemon. That was my...
Yes.
My chakras are real tight. I lost it. Anyway.
Don't worry. We'll carry on no matter how wet these chakras get.
This was like middle for me.
Sure. I would say this was middle top for me because I had fun watching and laughing and not necessarily always knowing. But you like the outfit was clearly Moira inspired, let's say. What was she was like, oh, I'm really clairvoyant or whatever, where we have a telepathic.
Oh, because she like crossed out douche and wrote.
Right, which was funny. It was a cute little, But we have a telepathic connect. Like the way she was doing it was pretty Moira-y. She did it better than I just did.
That is a match.
I thought you had my telepathic connection, Michelle.
And well, then she got the home alone match.
Right.
Which, I mean, there was a lot of energy behind this Kevin, but it wasn't Kevin! It wasn't right. It wasn't right.
And I like that they gave her 3 takes and then none of them were right.
They weren't, it wasn't right.
Kevin!
Yeah.
No.
I was like,
Kevin! So then next is Maxi Shield. I wanted to say Maxi Shields too, but it's just the one. Just the one shield.
The one shield.
The Maxi Shield. You just need one because it's so big. As Magda Subansky.
She's I didn't really know this particularly, but she's in Kath and Kim.
Right,
and
okay.
I guess she was in Babe and Happy Feet. Apparently George Miller, big fan. I don't know. Because, he directed both.
Babe,
well,
in the City.
He directed Babe 2 and Happy Feet, but I feel like he produced Babe. Anyway.
I don't think I realized he did Happy Feet. Interesting.
That was like that real outlier when Fury Road came out. Everyone was like, did you know that George Miller also directed Happy Feet?
That's funny.
It was like a thing.
I always just
Maybe
heard the Babe
thing
one.
I knew. Yeah.
So this for me was a flatline. Not because it seems like the impersonation was spot on.
Yeah.
But she never said anything.
It was kind of low energy, it seemed.
I kept looking, and even when other people were talking or whatever, she was always just with the cigarette, just like this.
Yeah.
And then it was like, one-word answer.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wait, did we talk about Coco as Lizzo, or did we skip? Because she also had...
Oh no, we went straight to the queen. We skipped over.
9 is too many. 9 is too many.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Coco.
I'm sorry, Coco. I actually genuinely really like you, but this Lizzo was forgettable.
I mean, it's too bad she didn't have a golf cart that she could ride away on.
But she didn't even go,
Bye,
I wanted some of that.
Yeah.
Some, self, body love, something.
It was just...
She just kind of said, like, names of her songs. Or like, related to...
Right.
Oh,
I'm feeling good as hell. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it wasn't great. It was not great.
Bye, bitch!
And Magda was, again, for me, this was the person I knew the least about. So I was like,
But I still know nothing about her
wasn't...
at the end. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. I just had nothing to grab onto to be like, oh, that's such a Magda thing.
Sure, but like, I don't know any Batman and Robin. I still you can do what you will with it.
I had a rough fucking childhood, okay?
Mansion.
Already underneath the mansion.
It's underneath the mansion. I had a rough childhood, okay? I wasn't watching fucking Batman and Robin.
So there it can be done.
Yes, this is very true. Moving on.
Yes.
Et cetera, et cetera. comes out as Lindy Chamberlain. Now, do you know about this?
Yeah, because didn't Sally Field do it in the movie?
No, Meryl Streep.
Oh, right.
So have you seen the movie? Do you know what we're talking about?
I know
Okay,
Dingo
great.
Ate My Baby. You know.
Yes. So Lindy Chamberlain's baby was taken by dingoes, but then there was this huge trial. Everyone blamed her and thought she killed her baby. It was the whole thing. Right. She was crucified by the press. Then she was exonerated. It was like a whole crazy thing. I was worried when et cetera was like, I'm doing Lindy Chamberlain. I was like, oh no, there's just the one joke that's like 40 years out of, well, not 40 years, but that's like decades out of date. That's been, a punchline. What are you gonna, she kind of made it work. She kind of made it work for me. I didn't hate this. She was acting.
I stepped away for a second to heat up a can of baked beans. Went back to the tent, and a dingo got my ass out.
Oh, we are all going to hell for this.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
She was acting and in the moment and really stayed in character and had props, things to do. She came prepared. It wasn't a home run, grand slam, various things like that. But I thought it moved. It wasn't a flat line. She put energy into it for me.
She put energy into it, but I felt like it was somewhat of a flat, not a flat line, because that was, for me, Lizzo and Magda were the flat lines, where it's just like, there's really nothing happening here. This started off well, and then the joke played out, and I was like, oh, now she's getting eaten by a dingo puppet. Like, I don't need this, but okay.
But something was happening.
Sure.
I just thought this was, from where I thought it was going to be, where I was like, oh no, this is going to be awful. I thought, oh, that was okay.
Yeah.
You did a pretty good job.
Yeah. So then last at the end was Ketamine as Dr. Seuss, and this was a pure fail for me too. It didn't work.
I've known a few women that have had a few frights, and they told me their men smelled like old type.
It's way too cerebral, I guess, or
yeah.
Where it's like, oh no, you have to write like a fucking rhyming haiku every time they ask you a question, and it worked one time.
This one was tricky, but I am the riddle solver. Kylie can't get them out of her vulva.
Yeah.
Out of
when she had a little bit more time to think about it too, and that right, exactly.
Furiously, oh my God, what rhymes with vulva?
But the other thing is that not only is that setting yourself up for failure, right? Because you're like, oh well, now in order for this to work, I have to literally be the fastest. I mean, unless you're a rapper, like if you're gonna fucking come up with it, fine, do it. Like, right? Nicki Minaj probably could do Dr. Seuss.
I mean, now, yes, though. I'm like, yes. For doing Dr. Seuss as a rapper, like taking that angle with it, yes.
Sure. This was so misguided of a choice. I was just like, oh, girl.
Such a strange choice. This was such a strange choice. On some level, it's like, oh, well, it could work that people don't know anything about, at least I literally don't even know what Dr. Seuss looks like. So
no idea.
On some level, you could do anything.
Sure.
But she did exactly what you'd expect. And it was the same joke over and over.
Exactly.
So, on a whole, not good. The winner of this episode was JoJo's a hoe. She dodged this bullet.
Oh my God.
That was rough.
It was a really rough Snatch Game. And it was then so weird for me to hear them all talk about how well they thought it went. And I felt bad.
Well, I think maybe that's because no one did terrible.
Right. There was no Snooki wanna smush smush.
Right. It wasn't like, oh my God, I embarrassed myself.
Right.
It was just sort of like, you were fine.
The level of unprofessionalism was tolerable. Just the level of funny was intolerable. It was far too low.
Not their finest hour, not production's finest hour. Again, horrible, misguided mistake to have Snatch Game episode 2.
I agree.
But we can move on.
Yeah.
And we all think that, Coco's going to be in the bottom. But you knew that.
But, I mean...
That was Scarlett, too.
Coco's definitely in the bottom. But you knew that.
Yeah.
She's a real cutting.
Uh-huh.
Mean.
Yes.
That's,
I think maybe.
Yeah. Then it made sense later, I guess. They wanted this to be her episode to have an arc. And this was a lovely conversation. I mean, not lovely, but heartfelt, better word.
Sure.
This was
Yes.
a heartfelt conversation about Anita's father and, his parents divorced and moved away. And it's obvious that there's still deep wounds going on there, but that Anita's like trying to work through it and let it go and, live her life.
Yeah.
So, but I thought this was very touching and vulnerable. And I was like, I love you even more, Anita. Oh,
yeah.
Obviously you're winning this episode.
Yes. It was just then weird to me that they had like this odd transition to then have
the like Revolution 5-second commercial. I was like, what's this now? And then it was like, bum, bum, bum. We're at the runway. And I was like, what was that? Wait, what happened? Why were what?
I guess it was like a second for us to like process and, feel our emotions.
They were selling the Ru was
They had to get that
pocketing
$5,000. Oh no, that was Barefoot Bubbly or whatever. Barefoot.
They got to find a way to
Australia.
pay the winning queen $30,000 somehow.
At least they're doing cash prizes for each win too.
Sure. Yes.
This was 5. Last week was 3. Now it's 5. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Decent. So quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the runway. Category is Sickening.
Ru walks down the runway in a different silhouette for her.
Yeah. She looked like a gold cupcake.
Yeah, it was very 60s. She had bell sleeves. She was kind of, the bottom was dipped in silver and gold, real sheer. It did look like there was a big tear down the side. And it could have just been the way the sheer was folded.
Sure.
It really looked like it was also just like tits.
Yeah.
Out. But category is sickening, not I see something sickening, but the ocean sea sickening.
By the sea.
Homophones. Homophones are confusing sometimes.
They are. The English language, a mess.
Makes no sense. It's a disaster. But first down the runway, Art Simone in this, it was very like The Lure. Siren. I'm sort of half a mermaid, but I'm evil. And like she painted her teeth so they looked kind of pointed and this big green cotton candy hair. I liked this. I thought this was really cool.
Yeah, I thought this was neat. I was like, oh yeah, I get it. I see it. I think that the teeth and the color of the lipstick really hurt her lip sync later.
Yeah.
Who knew?
I would agree with that. Who knew?
It was like Shape of Water meets, mermaid siren.
Yes. Remember Shape of Water?
Oh my God.
It's so crazy how, like, Oscar movies... Like, I liked Shape of Water.
Yeah.
But there's some Oscar movies that just literally disappear from your consciousness. Like, remember Spotlight? No one remembers Spotlight.
No. I'm also not going to remember No Man's Land.
But I'm excited for Chloe Zhao because she's fucking fabulous.
Historic. And I love that. Absolutely.
Historic, but also just to be like, I'm going to the Oscars with the same hair that I have worn to everything. I'm not going to wear a stitch of makeup. I'm wearing sneakers and I'm bringing my purse. I was like, you do it, Chloe. Yes. I love this for you. Yes.
Sure. Yes.
I was here for it. So anyway,
I mean, yeah, brief. We didn't talk about the Oscars this year because I didn't really care, and it turns out they were really quite boring.
Oh, I thought we'll go on a slight sidebar.
Okay.
I thought because of all the restrictions and stuff, it felt more like real. Like
yes,
people felt realer, more vulnerable. People had less makeup on. The lighting was bad, so like it felt less like impossible. And therefore, I was sort of connected to it in some way.
Okay.
Not great, but I was like, this is so fascinating to me from just like a post-production filmic. I was like I was like, oh my God, how are they going to deal with this? And oh, that's so cool. They decided. So I was like nerding out on that stuff, but it wasn't like the most exciting Oscars. But go watch Sound of Metal.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
Sound of Metal, Promising Young Woman. You got to watch it, Andrew.
Oh, you finally watched it.
I finally watched it. Gotta watch it. Whole shit. Oh, and Another Round. Into it.
Oh yeah, I really liked Another Round.
Those are my top, unless I'm forgetting something, those are my top 3 picks. Riz Ahmed should have won. I said it. Hot take.
I also still haven't watched Minari, but I really want to.
I have not seen Minari, but I did want to as well. But love that woman whose name I don't know who won. Oh my God. Oh, Brad, can you just escort me off the stage? Oh, I'm just. Yeah.
But did you hear the details on that?
Mr. Brad Pitt, finally. Nice to meet you. Where were you while we were filming in Tulsa?
Oh no.
No, good. Well, I mean, she wasn't flirting
They're dating.
with him.
They're getting married.
No, not literally the opposite. She was calling him out. She's like, it's nice to finally meet you because you were the fucking financier of this goddamn fucking film and we didn't have enough money. She had to pay her own way to like fly out for the fucking Oscars. It's a whole thing. And she's like, never even met you, producer. Would have been nice if I saw you and if you paid for, like, it was a call out. And I was like, yes, love her.
Obsessed with that.
Obsessed with her.
Oh my God. Yes.
Tonight I'm here. It's just I have just a little bit luck, I think. Maybe I'm luckier than you.
But anyway, the Oscars, yes.
No, next down the runway.
Just give it to Parasite again. There, I'm fine with it.
Right,
Yes.
there you go. It doesn't matter.
Yes. Yes. Even more relevant. Okay, but next down the runway, Ketamine.
Yeah, and this was the first of the octopod looks. Octopuses.
Oh, for me, this was fully jellyfish. And when she was like, I'm a sea witch, I was like, what?
I am serving you the most beautiful hand-dyed Ursula-inspired sea witch.
Fair.
She explained everything she said. I was like, I don't see it at all. You look like a pretty fabulous jellyfish.
Yes, that's fair, actually, because I felt the same way. And then, but she said, like, you know, sea witch. I guess she meant like Stevie Nicks sea witch, like scarves.
I mean, I like that.
You know, like,
I like
ooh,
that.
I'm a.
But it was a jellyfish. It was like an iridescent purple jellyfish. I was like, just what? That's what it is. You look pretty fab. The hair was like real spiky. I was kind of into it, but it was a jellyfish.
A jellyfish. Great.
Oh my God. So then next on the runway, et cetera, in this deep sea diver 1940s fabulous. I was so into this, of course.
Of course. But I really loved this. I thought it was so cute and clever and also yet like fitted and stylish. Like it not stylish, but like.
Well, then in Untucked, when she took the sleeves off and tied it around and then it was a tank, like a fitted, like, oh yes, I thought about it.
Right. Love it.
I really liked this a lot.
Yeah.
And it was different. She was like, I'm giving everyone a mustard story. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm here for it. If she just continues to dress like 1940s, like, I don't know, women in positions, here for it.
Why was that
what
last
a cockroach has to
week?
do. No, but it was like, last week she was like chorus girl cockroach kind of.
Sure, right. Now we need like an Amelia Earhart, like, you know.
Yeah, Rose of the Riveter. I'm here for it. I love this. I love it. Let's do it.
Good. So then next is Coco Jumbo, and this was, you know, Ursula realness.
Not if you listen to Michelle.
But it didn't tell the story of the sea.
I got from it Ursula the Sea Witch.
What said Ursula?
Oh, the white hair and the the black.
Ursula's purple.
Well, I'll see you in the car park.
Yeah.
Michelle can go fuck herself.
She's purple. I was like, well, her skin is purple, but her dress is most assuredly black. So.
I will see you in the car park. I mean, wait, so I wore this shirt more like just pretend that this says Michelle, you know.
Yes. We might have to make new shirts.
We might have to, honestly. I think it really is just like, take a nap, Ru and Michelle. Like, take a vacation. Jesus Christ.
Honestly, maybe you should have spent a month in New Zealand on vacation and then filmed because, oh my God, it's showing. This is season 1, guys. This is season 1 of this show.
You're giving them 30 fucking Australian dollars. What are we doing?
Calm down. I don't know. They're like judging them on All-Star standards. And I'm like, you guys need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, honestly.
But I am absolutely, utterly obsessed with Coco's wig. It was all fishbone braided.
Yeah.
But then with dreads and the black and the white. The wig was everything. The dress was pretty fine, but fit nice and she had good shape and like it was very cute. But the wig, oh my God, the wig.
Yeah.
And
the
it was
dress
definitely
wasn't
Ursula.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
I was like, oh, she's dressed like Ursula. Ursula's purple. Okay.
Get out
Reese was clearly like, bitch, what are you talking about?
Right? I love that you could tell that he was like, I can't.
Do I need to bring up a picture on my phone to show you? Okay,
Right?
it's just...
Oh, well, we will talk about bringing up pictures on our phone later. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll get there. We're almost there. Just let's finish the runway and then we'll talk about it.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
Well, clearly the producers had to show them who the fuck Moira Rose was because they didn't have any idea what she was doing for Catherine O'Hara.
Well,
and then all of a sudden they
were playing not Schitt's Creek music over every time they showed her.
Catherine O'Hara. Reese Gay, when he throws a boomerang, he catches it.
It was like bum 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 bum.
Well, but that's in the editing. That was not.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But they were like, we gotta really let people know. So next on the runway was Anita. And like the second she turned the corner, I was like, oh, so she's winning. Like I already thought she was winning, but she's definitely winning.
Yes.
This is everything. This wig is fucking everything. She's a windblown, bejeweled, bedazzled stripper with garter belts, complete with, if she wasn't wearing this wig, would it fit the category? I don't know. But
because it was the corset was like corally, barnacle, sea, whatever.
If she didn't have this wig on and was just wearing this, I don't think you would think, she is under the sea.
Maybe.
Maybe Maxie should have just worn her prawn look again. It would have been better.
Where's that button? Well, so speaking of Maxie Shield, next up, Maxie Shield as...
Well, I don't know if this was Maxie Shield. I think this might have been Gene Hackman.
Oh my God! I mean, you're not wrong.
Facial blindness. I was like, oh my God, Gene Hackman came out of retirement. Oh my God, I love it. It was insane.
Yeah. She went for Mother of Pearl. I liked the story. I didn't find the execution to be particularly well polished. And that's where I feel bad, where I'm like, well, Michelle isn't wrong, but she's being so rude and dismissive about it that now I'm angry and defensive on her own behalf. You know, it's like...
Yes. No, I liked the Pearl idea. I think it could have had a clearer focus of what to look at. It kind of all blended in together and got muddied. And
it got muddied.
I get it. She was going for Mother of Pearl, but it really was Gene Hackman at the end of Birdcage. It was bad.
Honestly, though.
So.
But also, like, if you're going to do pearls, why not just do, like, a gown of pearls?
Yeah, or dripping.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm just covered in pearls. Like, ooh.
Now, if it was, like, real slutty, but then with the grandma wig, like that. That's fine.
Right, the Mother of Pearl. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. If I never have to hear another pearl necklace joke, I think I'm cool.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll be honest.
It's stupid.
Like, I'm fine. So next on the runway is Elektra, and this looked like a kind of wedding dress or something.
I would say that this reminded me of, you know, when there's like a beach wedding, and then like the bride will take the picture where she's like in the ocean.
Yes.
This was that.
Ariel coming out of the sea.
Exactly. Right. Oh, and then here we are in the ocean at sunset. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, we got it. It's the last picture we're gonna take because I'm gonna get my dress wet. Is that yes? The only thing under the sea about this was, I guess, the seafoam green wig. But other than that, I was like,
well, the category wasn't under the sea. It was just sea sickening. So that's where too, I think, you know, like the wind swept and whatever. Like there's more. It doesn't have to be under. It has to be sea adjacent.
Yeah. So she was, her story was, I'm a beach wedding. That's sea sickening. If that was the story, she nailed it.
Sure. I mean, that's what I got. She didn't say it, but that's what I got.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go.
So then next is Karen from Finance as Left Shark. No, I'm just kidding. But this was really fun.
This was so fabulous. And Reese said it best. This could easily have looked terrible and cheap and awful. And it was so perfect with the hair and the hood. She's getting eaten. The elbows are fins.
Yeah.
But it's like a 70s jumpsuit.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard. I was obsessed with this. And then when she took it down and it became a big cowl. I was like, yes, it's multifaceted. Where was this at the Camp Met Gala? I'm still mad.
Right? This was pure camp.
So far, Karen's writing the line really well for me of like camp, but it's still elevated.
Yes, I agree.
We'll see if she continues to do that.
Yes, it's not as schlocky literal necessarily as some of the other, like, you know, camp queens that we've seen have been.
So last on the runway is Scarlett Adams as this coral reef, flamingo. I did like she had like a finger wave that was going, shaping her face. I thought that was a cool idea. This was pretty. And,
I thought this was really beautiful.
Well made and very cool.
Yeah. There's little like Nemos and fish in the reef. Michelle was like, oh, there's like kind of a Vegas showgirl vibe. And I was like, I could absolutely see like if there was a aquarium themed Vegas casino, right?
I mean, where's that cutscene from Showgirls? Honestly. Fun fact.
Okay.
On the topic. I just watched the original Star Wars trilogy because it was May the 4th. And I was looking up like trivia. And apparently, this is a little lengthy of a story, but I think it's worth it.
Okay.
Apparently, George Lucas considered Paul Verhoeven to direct Return of the Jedi. Spielberg saw his early work and was like, this guy's got it, blah, 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 blah. And then they saw, I think it's called Splatters or Slashers or something like that, his latest work, which was like violent and like terribly rated R and blah, blah, blah. And they just never called him.
Good choice.
Can you imagine? Well, the crazy thing is that I never fully realized was George Lucas, because of the opening crawl, and there was no opening credits with the writer or director, he got a big fight with the Writers Guild and the Directors Guild after they let him have it for New Hope because they were like, this piece of shit, it's not going to make any money. And then they were like, oh, fuck. And so when it was coming to the second one, he was like, no, it has to be pure and stay the same and have the opening credits first and blah, blah, blah. And they fined the shit out of him and he paid it all out of pocket and was like, fuck you guys. Threw away his Writers and Directors Guild memberships and was like, fuck you. And that's why Empire and Jedi are both directed by people that are out of the union. He wanted Spielberg to direct Jedi, but he couldn't because he was part of the Directors Guild. I was like, this is craziness. He was shopping, begging people to direct Star Wars. What's happening?
That's
it's wild.
Crazy.
Deep dive.
Interesting. And now obviously they must have said okay for the new one.
Now it's just like, well, that's just
iconic.
What it is.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Weird.
It's so weird because I was watching it on DVD because that's the only place you can get the not fucked up version.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it would be like to watch the Star Wars movies without the 20th Century Fox fanfare over it before. That's part of it for me.
Interesting.
John Williams conducting.
But they don't change that.
No, but now, if I went and rented it or something, it wouldn't be there, I don't think, because Disney bought it all, right?
No, well, I don't. My understanding is that Disney hasn't changed. They're not changing anything that was, right? That's.
Oh, okay. But wouldn't they take the 20th Century Fox logo off of it? No?
No. I think they're keeping everything the way that it was, but new stuff that comes out is under the 20th Century and Searchlight labels, not Fox Searchlight or 20th Century Fox. So same thing, it just doesn't say Fox. But also I don't think they're changing the old stuff. I think it's just anything new comes out
They've
in that.
They've accepted that they need to stop tinkering.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's all George Lucas.
No, I know. But then Disney should just release digitally remastered surround sound version of the original movies with none of the extra shit that he put in. Han shoots first, all of it. Just do that. Put it on Blu-ray. Everyone will buy it.
Everyone would. I don't think that he would allow it.
Really?
He was the one that made all those decisions and wanted. I know. I mean, maybe at some point he'll see the error in his ways. I don't know.
Maybe I can get my hands on a Laserdisc copy that I can digitize.
Do you want it?
I don't have a Laserdisc player.
Next time I go to Arizona, I'll go bring you a fucking Laserdisc.
Oh my God. Pretty excited about this. Anyway, anything not to talk about this episode, apparently. That was my May the 4th rant about that.
Very cool.
Wow, to think about what, it would have been Total Recall. To think about what that would have been. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
the judging. Wow. So
the only thing I liked about the judging. All right, Anita, please step forward. You are the winner. That is all. Love that. Because I was like, yes, that's correct.
If I say your name, please step forward. Anita.
Step forward. Anita. You win. Great.
Great.
Fabulous.
Then I was so confused that Dr. Seuss was safe.
Well, I'll be honest, I forgot who Kidda did when
Sure.
they announced that she was safe, and I had to really think about it for probably too long, and then I was like, oh, wait, what? Etc. and Kidda are safe, and everyone else is up for elimination.
Right.
And, they were just super dismissive and rude to pretty much everybody across the board.
Also, I guess what was just so weird to me was that, I guess it's rude to be like, Anita, you win. Everyone else are in the bottom because it was terrible.
I thought they were going to do it. I thought they were going to do it.
But why not? You know what I mean? What's the difference at that point? How are we splitting these hairs? And I was so confused by it. What was really weird to me was that they're reading Elektra for her Moira, or for Catherine O'Hara. And they're like, right. This looked nothing like Catherine O'Hara. It didn't sound anything like Catherine O'Hara. I don't know who this person was that you were doing or what. It was gobbledygook. And I was
right.
like, have they never seen shit?
But then they were like, but we also loved it.
It was so wrong. It was so wrong. But somehow it turned out right.
They were like, we hated everything that you did, but we loved it.
But we thought it was fun and wacky. And then
I thought
when they brought them back,
so you think they didn't know who Moira Rose was? I thought they were just like, you didn't make any sense because the characterization was so.
No.
For me.
No, I think they had no idea about Moira Rose. And then in the discussion of it, the production staff and or Reese maybe was like, but you guys, she was doing Moira Rose.
But Ursula's dress is black. It is.
No, I honestly think that they didn't know.
Wow, that's a surprise. Who doesn't? Wow, okay.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But when they came back, the tone shifted so much.
Catherine O'Hara's character, Moira Rose, she went for it, and it was funny.
That I was like,
they suddenly got it or something.
They were like, but your job doing her Moira Rose was great. It was weird. I was like, oh, so someone told them.
Catherine O'Hara's character, Moira Rose, she went for it, and it was funny.
And you know what? She sold it.
But we get down to the bottom three, and it's Maxie and Coco and Art.
I thought it was going to be Maxie and Coco. Or rather, I thought it should have been.
Well, I guess it was weird to me that they loved Art's runway and that seemingly Karen was saved by her runway.
Right.
But Art was not. That just seems sort of strange to me that wasn't really a
inconsistent.
Honestly, it felt like they were like, we want to send her home.
Yeah. Maybe they didn't like her. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know, but it seemed personal, I'll be honest. But Coco and Art are in the bottom, and I was like, ooh, can't wait. What's this lip sync song gonna be? I'm really excited for what? RuPaul, I'm that bitch. No. What? Yeah. No. It's not a great lip sync song.
No.
I mean, I guess of the Ru songs, it's better, because it's not just a chorus over and over, but
Isn't it just, I'm that bitch?
There's more to play
with. There's a little stuff that they can play with. That's true. And I thought they both did a good job. I don't want to take it away from them. But no, the song choice was awful.
Again, I thought, are they saving money? What's happened? Did someone pull out at the last minute? Did what happened?
But also, didn't they do a verse for "I'm That Bitch" as the intro for Rock'em Sakura?
Yeah. No, it was
the other one.
She was in the Chicago, and it was I'm gonna leave a bitch on read, right?
That's right. Yeah, Gigi Good was I'm gonna leave a bitch on red. Yeah. So that's weird to me too, just that to do a lip sync of a song that was already, and I was like, are they gonna play those verses? No. But that'd be weird. It's just such a choice. It's an odd choice. Where was Kylie Minogue?
Honestly though, she was stuck in the Phantom Zone with her feather. I don't know. It was strange.
But give me the song at least. Literally any song from her new album, I would die.
Yes. It would have been fabulous. But sadly, no. I thought they both did good. I thought
Coco did better.
Had more swagger, but they were both good.
Yes.
But I find Coco just so fucking likable that I was sort of rooting for her.
But I found art to have such polish and great runways and looks and stuff
absolutely.
that I was like, well, I really could have, I thought she was going to go so much farther than, she did.
Apparently everyone else did too. People are mad.
I don't blame them. And, it's a bummer when stuff like this happens where it's like, well, that was just a clusterfuck. And it seems like it was out of nowhere. And now someone who seemed like they could go really far in the competition is just gone. We did get an iconic sign-off.
Oh my God.
You were here.
That means nothing.
Like I said, this shook me.
Yeah.
I felt this in my core.
Yeah.
I was like...
Goosebumps, ooh.
Oh, no. She connected with the camera and me, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is going to be a meme, right? I mean, this is going to be become a thing, yeah?
It means nothing, right?
It means nothing.
It has to be. Yikes. Wow. Yeah. Did they have Untucked?
I mean, they always kind of sit around, but it's never anything.
They didn't. There wasn't anything ooh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, there was. Dannii Minogue.
Oh my God, Andrew. We almost forgot to talk about Dannii Minogue.
So, okay, we'll do it.
Wow.
We'll do it.
I mean,
it was nothing.
Why bother?
Well,
I mean,
right.
She was like, hey, and they were all like,
What's going on? Who's in, who's out?
Yeah, you've checked in at probably the wrong time to talk to us.
And then she was like, okay, if you fall down, keep going. And they were all like, oh my God. And then she was gone. What happened? Nothing happened. She was like, hey.
At least they got to interact with her, though.
That's true. But yes, that means nothing. And then she was like,
Devil made me do it.
Satan made me do it.
La 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 la. Bye. Satan made me do it.
But anyway, cheers to these queens. Cheers
Yes.
to this season. I'm hopeful. This was a one-off. Just kind of skip over it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
We'll see how it goes. And cheers to Art Simone. I was looking forward to more. So we'll just have to follow the career.
I'm sure she'll be posting all of her looks on Instagram.
I'm sure.
So
great.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That means nothing.